What is wind? Air moving from high to low pressure. Thank you, fan. That wall AC unit is not on here. Before we go out this door without T-Rex here at 8:30 in the morning, we'll go out the other side of the house at 5:30 this morning. Instead of a barking dog, we have... You know what kind of bird? Carolina wren. Woke us up before the sun even came up. And we hit the road. I've actually been out to breakfast and back and studied the weather. It was gorgeous, looking east on Route 6 on Old Bass River Road. And no place better for breakfast than the Piccadilly Deli in Yarmouth. My brother Ed having a birthday today. Joined him for that. And now, out this door. It is sultry, to say the least. Look at the temperature map at 8:30 this morning. It says 80 in Chatham with a dew point of 75. Oh, yuck. Now, I don't trust all these dew pointometers, but you get the point. It is sticky. And we had the smoky sunrise. Joe Kidston down the beach in Hull. Thank you, Joe. Can't quite see the sunrise from here. Not even over the trees yet, which is, we're grateful for that, because it's a scorcher. Boston yesterday, 95 degrees, above and beyond the call of the Eurometeograms that we use. What do you want to start with, that new meteogram or the satellite imagery from this morning? Here it is. Believe it or not, there's an even warmer front trying to cross. We'll call it a wave on a warm front with a couple of mesoscale convective systems off to our west. One coming in through New York, another one around Kentucky. Flooding rains under those. The sun is out in New England, so those systems are going to remain fired up and bring in strong to severe thunderstorms off and on, mostly later today, tonight, tomorrow, and then until further notice. We were thinking maybe a couple days ago that upper low would have prevented this heat wave, but no, it's a heat wave. Boston today, I think day 3 of 90 plus. So those temperatures were a little underestimated. The heat advisories now, coast to coast, northwest, southwest, middle of the nation, and all the way up the Champlain Valley. At least we don't have any excessive heat warnings. Now, the Severe Storm Prediction Center says that the worst of these thunderstorms should stay just off to the west and south of New England. So maybe we don't have widespread severe weather, but certainly localized possible severe weather today. Got the work crew down there across the street, fixing some walls. So far, so good with the noise. Let's take a look at the Ahern's Paniculata. Oh, that'll look better close up. Maybe I'll get that close up for you tomorrow. Oh, here come the power tools. Why don't we walk this way? Although with my new noise-canceling mic, thank you all for critiquing. Yesterday it was a 2-camera shot, so that's why the audio was really messed up yesterday. And it's a work in progress. Anyhow, right through those trees is Jeff Mers, and he made a correction to my monthly weather. In July, he says he only picked up 2+ inches of rain, where I showed a 4-inch near Parker's River. So the rainfall is really sporadic. So one town can get a couple of inches, another town can get hardly anything. Yesterday, there was a downpour right over Braintree. Good job, Euro. Braintree picked up 1/10 of an inch of rain yesterday, and a brief, spotty downpour. My brother Kevin wants to know the difference between a rose of Sharon and a hibiscus, and he brought in the 2 different hibiscus flowers, this one and this one over here. And he says, "What's the difference between these two?" I said, "I don't know, slight different color." He says, "Those blossoms fall off every day, and he has to pick them up off the ground, whereas this one does not." Yeah, we do gardening, we do weather here. It's all nature and all outdoors every day. So what's it going to do today? Should we try and focus on the HRRR and see what it says? It says strong to severe thunderstorms coming out of New York. Kind of pulses here this afternoon. Wind from the south. Dew points in the 70s. Not that windy today, but those showers and thunderstorms can have isolated wind gusts of 55 miles per hour. And that's one batch going through. Then it looks like another batch, another wave on a front tomorrow morning. Wants to just miss Cape Cod to the south. So Looks like we will continue the beach weather with another round of strong to severe thunderstorms crossing from southwest to northeast during the day tomorrow, mostly in central and northern New England. And even on Sunday, we're going to do it again. Most of the time it's not raining, but when and where it's raining, you can pick up an inch or two of rain with some local damaging gusts, and if you've had a lot of rain, some perhaps brief flash flooding. There are no flood watches in effect in New England. And those fronts are going to stall, and that's going to be a real tough call for when it's actually going to bring some relief here and whether we may get some of whatever comes of that tropical system that's over Cuba right now. There's the satellite image of potential Tropical Cyclone Debby. I'm calling it that, not the National Hurricane Center. The National Hurricane Center now says this thing is almost definitely going to develop somewhere near Florida. And whether it goes to the west of Florida or the east of Florida, at least right now, where it's located over Cuba, that's not really our wheelhouse for getting a hurricane. However, remnant or waves of low pressure, that is in our wheelhouse, as you'll see in a minute. First, I want to show the Euro. Yesterday, Boston hit 95. The record was 98 from 1975, so record challenging heat. Here again today, 90. This is the meteogram from the Euro, and you can see the showers and thunderstorms, especially prevalent tomorrow in the afternoon and Sunday. And Monday, back to 90 again. So we keep seeing the relief down the road, but it keeps being way down the road. Monday night and Tuesday, that's when the temperature and dew point really fall in Boston. But I don't think it's going to cool off. And if I go these 14 days, I show the 14-day one for Boston, there's a lag effect. So that 14-day is really a result of yesterday's run. Today, and look at that, 69 next week for a high. That's because the air is going to come from the northeast, but it doesn't really get much less humid. It'll get cooler, but it's going to stay sticky next week, and I can show you why on the Euro after I look at this mushroom. No, it has not rained that much here. It just happens that Kevin really loves to water his lawn, and it's very green. All right, so let's go to the Euro now. And there are the waves of energy coming across. Impossible to time and place. There are going to be strong to severe thunderstorms off and on today. Tomorrow it's very hot and humid, most in New England. Get cooled off by the rain, then it's really sticky. Not a lot of wind, mostly out of the southwest at 10 to 20, maybe picking up from the south. Any thunderstorm has more wind. And now we see the front in northern New England Monday into Tuesday, some relief near the Canadian border. We may get an easterly wind north of a stalled warm front over Connecticut, so it could cool off in Boston, but tremendous amounts of rain off and on now Tuesday and Wednesday. And what's that coming up from the south? Whatever Debby turns into, the Euro changed its mind. Instead of going into the Gulf of Mexico, and it's going to continue to change its mind, it's now meandering along just inland South Carolina, North Carolina, front stalled in New England. The interaction of the northern stream and the tropical stream yet to be resolved. It's probably not going to be resolved for a few more days, and the remnant, or whatever is left of Debby, may try to regenerate, if this is accurate, right over Nantucket Island next Friday into Saturday. Then relief from the heat and humidity. So we're going to defer to spaghetti plots and symbols in the National Hurricane Center for this, but I'm just showing you, I do the play-by-play on the weather and the weather forecast. So the Euro keeps going back and forth. Everything works in waves. The weather works in waves. The weather forecasts work in waves. And if you add up all those outputs of waves on those Euro forecasts, it does have some kind of tropical cyclone over the southeastern United States next week. It keeps on slowing down. The slower that Debby goes is the better as far as getting a hurricane in New England, because they have to be fast moving coming at us. But the slower it goes, if it's a remnant or a tropical wave, then we may not get much rain, wind, but we could get a tremendous amount of rain. And you know, parts of New England do not need the rain. Here is the QPF forecast from the Euro last night. And there's the Debby rain, which yesterday was on the west side of Florida. Today is on the east side of Florida, and then right up into New England. And those mustard colors are over 5 inches of rain. So the stakes are very high, not only in the short term, but the long term. August being August. And the September type feel weather really does not look like it even makes it into southern New England now. So that keeps on changing. That air in southeastern Canada a couple days ago on the guidance looked cold enough for snow next week in some of the high country well north of New England. Now it doesn't. It just looks warm all the way through. And even though that guidance showed 60s in Boston for one day next week, it's going to be a really sticky 60-something with a lot of rain around. That's fairly high certainty with the high QPF amounts. As for the track of Debby, that's high uncertainty. Yesterday, we made our way from Weymouth. Picked up the car, it was fixed. I watched Weir on his flight board out there doing laps and doing circles and making it look so easy and so fun. Thanks for coming and visiting, Weir. And then we hit the road for Cape Cod. The traffic waves were horrible. I guess I can skip those and just show you where we ended up. On the south side beaches for a beautiful lunch with Charlie and Bob and Cheryl. And then we ended up on a north side beach, Mayflower Beach. Now world famous Mayflower Beach. It was just a beach when we were kids. Anyhow, watching the tide come in as the sun went down. Play-by-play of sunset at Mayflower Beach as we look up right now at these cirrocumulus waves. Whenever you have cirrocumulus, that means there are some major weather systems within 500 to 1,000 miles. Can't take my eye off the waves. All right, let's watch the waves destroy the sand castles. Yesterday, new ones are being built as we speak, no doubt. And more and more and more. Talk to you tomorrow. The traffic waves were angry, my friend. It's in the low 90s coming over the bridge. A lot of people. I was thinking it was Friday, but it's only Thursday. You know where we are now? The 1856 Country Store. Hiya, Centerville, going to the water.
Onto Long Beach Road.
Nope, not going to Craigville Beach, though that's a good guess. Why would I go to Craigville Beach?
Turn right onto Long Beach Road.
To Mayflower. Nope, going to what they call the club. What is a person like me doing invited to the club? I'm just lucky, I guess.
The destination is on your left.
Yeah, well, I'm parking on the right. Well, here's a clue. Got the osprey hunting up there across that river we just went over. And look at those cumulus clouds. Now, the Erode did say a shower over Boston today. That's a tall one. I don't think it's far away as Boston, though. Dragonfly. Probably not supposed to make videos in here, so I'll just do this and go out there and catch you later. Matt and Danielle, my friends here are all too shy to say it for themselves, but Bob and Charlie and Cheryl really appreciate what you guys did for us last night, and we owe you the world, and whatever we can do for you. Yep, see, Cheryl at least spoke up. Yeah, we're roughing it down here today. All right. Yeah, it's hot, but our friends from Florida say this is great. And it's not too windy for the south side of Cape Cod. Call it about 15 maybe, just enough for if you had a windsurfer. One of the things that makes Cape Cod so unique is that we have beaches that face west, we have beaches that face south, east, north, and this is the south side, Nantucket Sound. This is the warmest water. Kind of like Florida sometimes. Happy to report that I do not see any fiberglass on the beach. And that would be Craigville Beach right there. And the power lines from the offshore wind farms go underneath this beach here and help supply power to Cape Cod too. Over there. It's called the rack line. You see 3 different tide levels. As we approach a new moon again, they'll be coming up higher. And I just love looking at the rack lines. All kinds of stuff. Fortunately, fiberglass. I can't remember what kind of eggs these are. Fish eggs. Is there a marine biologist in the house? And there's a laughing gull that used to only show up in August some years, now shows up regularly, and in July. As the earth warms, things move north. We've been doing a lot of reminiscing lately. So, Charlie Brown, his dad, Charlie Brown, was my teacher at Cape Cod Tech. He's so shy. He's so shy. And we've known each other for 40 years, maybe? Winter is coming. I mean, water is coming. For the kingdom. This encampment. They've got stuff on the ground. Oh, they're retreating. Retreat, retreat, retreat. Even the most elaborate of kingdoms must, at some point in time, meet its demise. And we are so close on this trilogy of kingdoms here to say goodnight to a beautiful structure. As the lobster roll sails off into the sunset. We have a tsunami warning in effect for this community. Evacuate immediately. Evacuate immediately. The water is 3 feet high and rising. The water is 5 feet high and rising. Hey, mama. The water is 6 feet high and rising. Retreat. Going down with the ship. Maybe we can survive over here. I don't know. I don't think so. Things are caving in all around us. They thought they were safe over there too. Can't stop the forces of nature. You have to adapt on every scale. By the minute, by the hour, by the day, by the week, by the month, by the year, by the decade, by the century. It's all waves, and you cannot stop the waves. We felt so safe 4 hours ago, practically a quarter of a mile away from the ocean. It's all in scale, isn't it? Whoa, fly by. How about a little bread from when I first came to this beach 50 years ago? Probably gonna get a copyright infringement for this music, but that's worth it. Retreat, retreat, retreat. You know what happens to kingdoms built in sand? They erode very quickly. We have to start over tomorrow. And the really funny thing about this place is we built ourselves a high spot, and the water's coming in from all around. So now we're going to have to evacuate through water to get back to the high ground. Mapping goal. All right, that's it for today. Mom's holding the hill. peninsula is about to be an island. Dad and son are watching it. This is so neat. I love this. I can't get enough of the way that the sand and water and gravity all interact and how fascinating it is to everybody. So that's an island now over there. And we're on a peninsula. And our peninsula looks like it has a little bit more life left in it. Time has come for us to retreat.
No.
Retreat, retreat.
It's the goldfish barometer.
Protect the goldfish.
When it hits the goldfish, you're done.
I'm picking my chair up right now.
Yeah, you're.
All right, that island has been abandoned. Our island, more of a peninsula. Well, nope, we're an island now too. The water's coming in from all around. The goldfish are still dry. Who chose this spot? Timothy.
Tinkerbell! I'm gonna send you movies.
Wait. Oh, they weren't wet yet.
I gotta save them before they're wet.
High ground. He's trying to build up the high ground for Mom so he can last a little longer. So it's about 7:30 and there must be, I don't know, 600 people on this beach right now. And why not? Last island right there. Smoky sunset. Artist of the day right here. No idea who actually is the artist, but well done. That one's gonna survive tide tonight too. Oh look, there's a little T-Rex look-alike, except for his legs are a lot longer. Yeah.
Gotta get the picture before.
I don't think the dogs are actually allowed down here, but I love the dogs, so I'm happy that the dog came down here. Is the seafood good?
Best by far.
Let's go. Take Route 28 to the Clem Bar sign. We're open from noon till 9. Now it's Witchmere Harbor Club. Good luck getting through the gate.
Good luck.
Come to Mayflower Beach.
It's not even. It's off.
Okay then. It's a cloud instead of the horizon that the sun is going behind. For the grand finale. I heard that people applaud at this beach when the sun goes down. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen now. Now another day of a half hour of and more video that I had to pare down to about, I don't know, what did I get it down to? About 12 minutes? And more and more and more. That's a wrap. Thanks for coming. We'll see you again tomorrow.